Hello world, gonna make this a quick video. I was going over the Thursday night UFC fight card, kind of preparing us all for the UFC 200 big card, not this Saturday but next. And I thought I would go through a few of the fights. It's actually going to turn out to only be 2 fights. I do not recognize enough people on the card to be educated enough to voice my opinion, so I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut on everything I don't know anything about. We'll start off with the main event, Dos Anjos versus Eddie Alvarez. I think Dos Anjos is an incredibly good striker, fighter. He has a very good, aggressive game plan. He is in your face, super heavy on the cardio, powerful, really good on the ground. Definitely probably a better top game than a bottom game. I don't know if he has much of a bottom game. Pretty solid striking with a lot of power. Just sheer bite your down on your mouthpiece and hit a dude type power. And that's who he is. He's fighting Eddie Alvarez, a very smart fighter, coming from one of the best camps in the world, also fighting from Frankie Edgar's camp, Team Iron. Mark Henry is one of his coaches. They have some really good coaching there. The one thing I'll give Eddie Alvarez is I think he's going to have the advantage when it comes to game plan. I think Eddie Alvarez's game plan will be whatever will put him in the absolute best possible chance of beating Dos Anjos. Downside for Eddie Alvarez, I don't think he can beat Dos Anjos if he's at 60%. I like Eddie Alvarez. I think he's an awesome guy. He's a humble, hard-working, tough fighter. I hope he wins. I do not think he will. I don't think he is powerful enough to outstrike Dos Anjos. He might be a little bit more technical, but he just does not have the power that Dos Anjos has. Eddie Alvarez has enough grit for most people. It seems to be a common trend for Frankie Edgar's camp. You got to have heart for days in order to train there. He definitely has heart, so it could be a tough man contest from that perspective, but I think he'll be the one showing how tough he is, and I don't think Dos Anjos will have to show much heart other than his cardio punching Eddie Alvarez. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope it's a barn burner. I hope it's an excellent fight, but I think this is a pretty easy win for Dos Anjos. Just my perspective. Sorry, Eddie. Love you, but you just don't have a chance from my mindset. I hope to be upset, or upset in my predictions at least. Alright, the final event that I'm going to talk about is not Gunnar Nelson, Roy Nelson and Derek Lewis. 2 heavyweights, kind of mid-range heavyweights. They're both fun to watch, solid fighters, but they are very similar to each other. I would say Roy Nelson is a more powerful striker with more technique, if there is such a thing with that guy. Derek Lewis, probably better cardio, although Roy has really good cardio for a man with a big old belly. He's definitely the better athlete out of the 2 of them. And I think he'll be the quicker athlete, but I don't think he's the more accurate striker. He's definitely powerful in and of himself. I think he has almost all finishes, so he's a very powerful human being also. I think this could be the fight of the night. Again, this is a very uneducated opinion considering I don't know the entire card, but they're 2 really well matched up people. They have decent wrestling backgrounds that prefer to strike and have pretty solid chins. So I think it could be a really good slugfest to watch. If I'm going to make a prediction on this, this one's tough for me. It really is. I'm going to say Derek Lewis just because he's the younger guy, and I hope he moves up in the rankings. We need some fresh blood in the heavyweight division. I love Roy Nelson. He's a fun guy to watch. Big old bearded, gray-haired man out there kicking butt, kind of like a Dan Henderson. But he's so predictable. And I think if Derek Lewis fights smart, I think he should be able to win it. Keyword if. Alright, that's all for now, guys. I apologize for not knowing enough about other fighters to voice an educated opinion. We will keep in touch. Peace out.